Yeah. So, hello everyone. My name is Judita, and welcome to our first webinar organized by BAconn. Today we have a very interesting topic and great speaker. In a moment, I will hand over to Nastassia, who will lead the main part of session. During the webinar, you can ask questions in chat, both in English and Polish. At the end of the session, we will dedicate some time to answer them. If we don't manage to answer all the questions live, we'll provide written response afterward. We encourage you to actively participate, comment, ask questions, and share your thoughts. Without further ado, I will now hand it over to Nastassia. Nastassia, the stage is yours.
Hey everyone, and thank you for joining me today. We're going to talk about business analysts, and I think that they are unsung heroes of project work. If you've ever been on a project that lost track of its goals, struggled with constant requirements changes, or ended up delivering something that didn't quite meet the user's needs, you've likely seen the firsthand why a BA is so important. But before we start, let me introduce myself. My name is Nastassia Shahun. I'm a senior business analyst working at Flip. With more than 5 years of experience in business analysis, I had the opportunity to work in multiple domains, but mainly my experience focuses on FinTech and e-commerce domains. And I'm a recent, I would say, active participant of Polish testing board and a newly created BAconn. So let's move on and see what we have on our plate today. Firstly, I'd like to share my understanding of the definition of business analyst role. Then we'll deep dive into key responsibilities and expectations of a business analyst role on a project. And we also talk about if there any value having a BA on the project, and if yes, then we'll find out what value the business can get from having a BA on the project. And we also talk a little bit about common misconceptions about the role. And at the end of the session, as Judita mentioned, we'll answer your questions. If you have any, please be active in the chat. We'll try to cover all the questions you have. So now that we've seen our agenda, let's begin by defining what a business analyst actually is. I've tried to gather some most well-known definitions of this role, of the business analyst role, from IABA, International Institute of Business Analysis, and PMI, Project Management Institute, because they each provide well-established standards for business analysis. First, according to IABA, a business analyst is any person who performs business analysis tasks. They are responsible for discovering and analyzing information from a variety of sources to determine underlying issues and causes. As you see, IABA highlights the BA's role in uncovering real needs, sometimes needs stakeholders themselves aren't fully aware of. It's about digging beneath the surface to find the root issues. Next, the definition by PMI. It describes a business analyst as a person who performs business analysis tasks, identifying and defining business needs and recommending relevant solutions to stakeholders. PMI emphasizes that BA role lies in bridging strategy and execution, making sure whatever we build or implement actually helps organization meet its goals. So you'll notice there is a common thread in these definitions. It's not just about writing requirements. Being a BA is about understanding the deeper problems, enabling change, and ensuring our solution, what we build, really deliver tangible value. To make it simpler for the people who are not aware of the business analyst role, I try to come up with my own definition, which you can see on the slide right now. So the business analyst is someone who helps bridge the gap between business and IT worlds. Of course, they always have some specific skills they use in their daily activities, which we'll talk about a bit later. And personally, from my own experience, I like to describe the business analyst role as part detective, part translator, and part strategist. The detective role focuses on uncovering real needs and hidden issues. The translator part involves turning those insights into a clear plan for the team, often bridging the gap between technical jargon and business terminology. And the last but not least, the strategist part. This piece involves looking ahead to see how changes, big or small, align with the organization's long-term goals. At its core, a business analyst is often seen as a catalyst for change within an organization. This sentence you can find all over the internet, but what does it mean? So, if you think of a catalyst in a chemical reaction, it helps the reaction happen faster and more effectively without itself being consumed. So that's what a business analyst does for organization change. They are constantly looking for ways to refine processes, improve processes, align solutions with business goals, and facilitate transformation within the organization. By bridging the gap between technology and business, it may the business people may include the leadership, the C level, for example, or end users. A BA ensures that any proposed change isn't just an idea, but it's something practical that can be applied in real life. And these solutions often move the organization forward. So now let's talk about the core skills that make an effective business analyst. You'll see five overlapping circles here, each representing a critical competency area. So the first one is analytical skills, of course. BA excels at breaking down a complex situation into manageable parts, whether it's a workflow, a system feature, or a business process. We can think of different kinds of skills, but mainly I would focus on systems thinking, critical thinking, creative thinking, visual modeling and diagrams, data analysis, and of course curiosity. If a person is naturally curious to whatever is happening around them, they always ask questions, and the person who asks questions always is the better chance to get them answered. So being curious is very important. Moving to the next set of skills, which are related to communication and facilitation skills, I would highlight that BA can be, as you know, BA can be always found spending a lot of their time in the meetings, talking to different kinds of stakeholders, which sometimes may have conflicting interests or, quite opposite point of views. And the BA has to have the great ability to listen actively and carefully, ask the right questions, and guide productive discussions. So their verbal, listening, visual, and writing skills should be at the top level. Talking about the next competency area, which is related to business skills, I would like to say that to truly align solutions with objectives, a BA needs to understand the company's mission, overall strategies, and operational processes. So you may think of different skills which can be found in this business skills area, but I would focus on business acumen, so being able to connect details of requirements to higher level strategies of the organization, and having the ability to see your work from a business perspective, even if you are positioned, let's say, at the low level of delivery, just delivering some specific and detailed real user stories, you should be always to see the big picture, because big picture view is very important to understand the impact of your work, which may be seen in the overall context of the organization. A good BA is also someone who brings innovative ideas to the table. So they can come up with some non-trivial solutions to trivial problems. Understanding business architecture and processes, so being able to decompose of all the processes within the organization and seeing them from the customer point of view, from the technical point of view, and um, understand how the organization relates to these point of views. This is something that also lies within business skills area. Moving to the next competency area, I'd like to talk about leadership and organizational skills. As you know, BA often coordinate multiple teams and stakeholders. Good leadership isn't just about giving directions or delegating the work. It's about motivating, influencing, and structuring the work so everyone moves forward together. So, what it means in real life? In real life, it means that the development team, which may include a lot of team members, as well as the business stakeholders, they all understand why and where we are going. We are all on the same page and we have the same understanding of the expected result. Within this set of skills, I would I would like to highlight some specific ones related to decision making, change management, because as we know, a BA is agent of change. So they identify these aspects of change that will be hard and the activities to make the transitions easier and successful for the project and the organization in general. Being able to establish rapport and empathy with all the stakeholders they communicate with is also a big benefit, and this skill relates to leadership and organizational skills. And the last but not the least here is the skill related to technical proficiency. While BAs don't always code or build solutions themselves, so they do need enough technical knowledge in order to be able to talk with developers effectively, understand system limitations, and evaluate potential technical solutions. So this competency area may include the BA being able to understand the technology landscape, data, process, and rules within the organization. As you can see, all of these skills, they characterize business analyst. It's not a simple task, just become a business analyst. It's something that every professional should develop, and each of these areas of skills require hard work in order to maintain them at the high level to be considered a good BA. Here we have two cornerstone references in the world of business analysis. When I was trying to imagine this presentation and answer the question, what are the key responsibilities, key expectations of a BA on the project, I referred to these two guides. The first one is the BA guide from IABA, and the other one is PMI Guide to Business Analysis. Each one provided a structured, comprehensive look at the tasks, techniques, knowledge areas central to our profession. But even though they had slight differences in structure or terminology, they both focused on the same goal, um, enabling BA to lead the project in sense of that they can imagine and really deliver the true value to the organization with their impact on the solution. So I've tried to come up with my own I would say combined knowledge areas which are presented on the slide. As you can see, there are 6 of them. They represent the integrated view from IEBA and PMI business analysis frameworks. Together, these activities capture the holistic scope of what a business analyst typically does. By following this framework, BAs ensure that strategic goals are well understood and addressed, their work is planned and monitored, requirements are thoroughly elicited, validated, and managed, solutions are designed, implemented, and then evaluated for true business value. So let's deep dive into the first knowledge area and see what specific activities BA does for this knowledge area. The first one is needs assessment and strategy analysis. We may think of this area as why behind any project or initiative. Here we identify a business problem or opportunity to tackle, analyze the current state to understand what's really going on inside the organization and on the market where our company operates. Also, we define the future state or vision for improvement, conduct feasibility and risk assessments to see if it makes sense to proceed with the project. We also develop business case showing the potential benefits of the project and do high-level solution scoping to outline what we'll tackle. The aim is to ensure we are solving the right problem and aligning our solution with the organization's larger goals. Now let's move on to business analysis planning and monitoring, which covers how we structure and oversee our BA activities. We may think of this knowledge area as our project blueprint for all the analysis work. We plan the BA approach, so we are choosing methodologies, tools, technologies, some techniques. We outline stakeholder engagement and communication plan, so everyone knows who is involved and how often we'll connect. We define BA deliverables and timelines, ensuring it's clear what we'll produce and when. We establish requirements management process detailing how changes to requirements will be handled. We set metrics to measure the success of our BA activities and how we'll monitor them so that it's transparent to all teams, to all stakeholders involved. And of course, we handle risk and issue management, spotting potential roadblocks and addressing them before they escalate. So, in essence, business analysis planning and monitoring keeps the BA effort on track and aligned with the overall project. Moving to the next knowledge area, we find elicitation and collaboration, which centers on how we gather, confirm, share the information with stakeholders. Here, BAs typically conduct interviews, workshops, observations to get first-hand understanding of how people work and what they need. So, as you see, business analysts use various elicitation techniques as part of this knowledge area. They use facilitated sessions and focus groups to explore complex issues with multiple perspectives in the room. They distribute questionnaires or surveys for broader input, especially when the stakeholders are located in different parts of the world. Sorry. Um, the BAs manage stakeholder relationships by ensuring open communication channels and addressing concerns when they arise. They confirm and validate elicitation results. So we are confident we've accurately captured everyone's input and everyone's points of view is counted. Finally, business analysts record and communicate findings to make sure the entire team benefits from the insights collected. So this process should be made as transparent and clear as possible so that everyone stays on the same page and understand the project goal, the problem or opportunity within the project, and the expected result. And essentially, this knowledge area highlights the BA's role as both investigator when we are digging into the details and facilitator when we are bringing people together for meaningful collaboration in order to gather uh, quality requirements. Once we've gathered the requirements, the next step is to really dig in and shape them into a workable solution. That's where requirements analysis and design definition comes into play. Here's what we typically do. We prioritize and organize requirements so the team can focus on the most critical pieces first. We model and specify them, whether using diagrams, some other visuals, user stories, or structured documentation, to make them clear and actionable for the team. For example, from my own experience, I had a few teams that were working, they had quite a complex domain in e-commerce, and they used to keep their documentation only on Miro boards. They had built different user flows. It was just easier for everyone to track the changes to understand the business behavior of the system as well as identify potential bottlenecks from the technical point of view. So that's just an option. Um, Moving on with the activities, BAs validate and verify requirements, ensuring they match stakeholder needs and are feasible within our technical or business constraints. BAs explore solution options, brainstorming different ways to meet the objectives. This is the innovative part, innovative skill that is used the most. They define acceptance criteria, and there is no so that there is no ambiguity about when something is considered done. And in some cases, BAs are also responsible for preparing designs or prototypes to visualize how the solution might look or function before we fully commit to implement it. So as you see, this area is all about refining those raw requirements into something tangible and testable for the end solution. Moving next, let's take a look at the requirements lifecycle management and traceability. This area is all about maintaining visibility into how requirements evolve from the moment they've defined until they are either delivered or retired. Key activities that BA usually do include maintaining requirements traceability. So we can easily link each requirement, each test case or bug to its source and see how it's fulfilled in the solution. managing changes in requirements in a controlled manner, preventing scope creep and confusion within the team. Handling version control and documentation updates so everyone has the latest, most accurate information. Communicating updates and implications to stakeholders, so no one's caught by surprise if something has changed and requirement isn't implemented or shifted. Monitoring the requirement status, which are approved, in progress, tested, or finalized to ensure we are on track. Basically, it's the backbone that keeps all requirements organized and transparent for all stakeholders involved. The final knowledge area is related to solution evaluation, which ensures that the solution we've built actually meets the needs we identified at the very start. Specifically, we define and measure solution performance, setting up metrics to see if we are hitting our targets that were planned at the beginning. We collect feedback from end users and stakeholders, since real-world use often reveals insights you can't predict on paper. Even if you spend a lot of time on planning, conduct a few maybe interviews or workshop sessions with stakeholders, it's very hard to simulate real user usage. That's why it's the moment we release and deploy the solution, the project to production, and the real users start using it. This is the moment when we can verify the solution. BAs always conduct root cause analysis if there were any problems, and they figure out why something isn't working as expected. They also are responsible for recommending enhancements or some corrective actions, so we can address issues before they become bigger problems. BAs are also responsible for validating continued alignment with business goals, confirming that we haven't drifted from the original objective. And finally, when the solution is on production, it's working, the users are using this solution, we document lessons learned in order to have some starting point for future releases, for future upgrades of the solution. Essentially, solution evaluation makes sure that we don't just deliver a solution. It's the right solution, performing well and bringing genuine value to the organization. So this is the goal. At the same time, just knowing these knowledge areas, we got the idea and got the clear vision of what you do as a BA on the project, while the project phases describe when you tend to do it. So here I would like to move to the a bit different angle of this analysis. As you know, each of the organization is unique, and they may have different approaches of organizing their project and moving their project from one stage to another. So, but I would like just to focus on some well-known classic phases. So let's see. The first one is initiation. By thoroughly exploring why the project exists before it officially starts, the BA ensures time and resources spent on initiatives that truly align with the organization's goals. So the goal of the main aim of the BA on the project being in the initiation phase is to identify the business need. So they should pinpoint the core problem or opportunity the project aims to address. By aligning the organizational strategy, BAs ensure the proposed initiative first fits the larger business objective. So, as you can see, each of the project phases is directly related with the business analyst, and they can be taken in different phases. So let's move on to the planning phase. Proper planning ensures everyone knows how requirements will be gathered, documented, and validated. It set transparent paths forward, reducing the likelihood of confusion. So everyone stays on the same page, and there is little chance for missed requirements or any misalignment within the team. So the goal of a BA here is to, I would say, create a roadmap for BA activities. We should determine how BA will be organized, resourced, and measured. And the second goal is about beginning transforming business needs into clear, prioritized requirements. So this elicitation and refining of requirements comes into play. Moving to the next phase, we have execution or development or implementation, whatever you call it. So during this phase, requirements can evolve because some technical decisions can be made, some technical constraints can be, which were not foreseen previously, they can be met on the way of developing the product. That's why a BA should always make sure that the changes are handled systematically. All the decisions, especially the technical ones, are being tracked on, and so that we are not in a scope creep situation. Keeping the team focused on delivering the maximum value. This is our goal. What the BA does here is that they should ensure the delivery team clearly understands requirements. So the requirements is a living document and they should be updated as we go. If something changes, they should be updated and clearly communicated to everyone involved. Maintaining alignment means that the solution should be kept on track with the original business objective defined at the beginning of the project. This is very important. The next phase is related to monitoring and controlling. Strong monitoring keeps the project from derailing due to unchecked changes or unclean status updates. It ensures accountability and transparency throughout development. As a BA, you're responsible for overseeing requirement traceability, so you should confirm that all agreed upon requirements are fulfilled and no unauthorized changes slip in. So, as I mentioned before, all the technical decisions, some maybe business pivoted their way because the market situation changed. These all things that may impact the end solution, and all these decisions and moments should be documented. And as a BA, we are also responsible for ensuring stakeholders remain informed. So keeping the communication transparent and frequent with everyone is important. um, Being in a closing phase, meaning isn't just like closing isn't just about finishing the project. It's an opportunity to validate the actual business value, feed insights back into the organization when real customers or clients and users use the product and left their feedback. This helps the project to plan their future development work and also not to do the same mistakes twice. The goal of the BA is to evaluate final solution, document lessons learned, as was mentioned earlier. So, having that said, as you can see, BA can make a tremendous difference in how smoothly and efficiently a project runs. Here's how. Saving time for the rest of the team. Rather than having developers, designers, or product owners spend hours to chase down clarifications, coordinating updates, the BA becomes the point person for gathering all necessary information. This frees up the rest for the team to focus on their tasks that they do best, for example, coding, testing, or design. This prevents them from getting bogged down in logistical details. BA can also be beneficial in streamlining communication. BAs usually act as a central communication hub, ensuring that each stakeholder, be they executives at C-level, end users, or technical team members, receives the right information at the right time and in the right format. By maintaining these one-to-one connections, we may keep everyone aligned on the project goals and any changes that occur. We can also quickly resolve conflicts or confusion that may arise because of this classic telephone game where messages are misunderstood or lost. So this is something to consider when deciding whether the BA is needed. Moving to the next benefit, I would like to focus on reducing costly rework because by ensuring the requirements are defined early from the outset. BAs help the team avoid building their own features and missing something critical. This reduces the time and money spent on unnecessary changes and rework later on. BAs are also good at mitigating risks because it's like part of their skill set of identifying potential pitfalls early, like conflicting requirements, unrealistic deadlines, or inadequate resources. So the team can address them before they even arise in the project. Um, by saying enhancing stakeholder satisfaction, I mean that when a BA takes the time to understand real stakeholder needs and expectations, the final product is more likely to align with what users and clients truly want. This is not only boosts the client's satisfaction, but often leads to stronger adoption rates of the solution developed. And the last point here is, as I mentioned a few times already, BA is a driver for innovation because they have a deep understanding of both technical objectives and business objectives, and they also know about available technologies used in the process of development of a solution. They are often in a unique position to suggest improvements or novel approaches. This can lead to breakthroughs in efficiency or some new features that may bring more revenue to the organization, which haven't been even considered. So, okay, we are done. We're kind of done with the benefits, but how to understand that your project really needs a BA? Here are like 5 red flags came up with, where you can review whether this is something that you really need. The first one, excuse me, relates to multiple stakeholders with conflicting requirements. If every department has its own wish list, a BA can consolidate all these needs and keep everyone aligned by having this, I would say, one big backlog of all the things, understanding them, understanding the importance, the influence, impact. They can prioritize them accordingly. Unclear and evolving project scope. When goals keep shifting, the BA acts as an anchor for the team. They keep track of new priorities, new features being added, and preventing the scope creep for the team. If your project is from industries like healthcare or finance, which have which are highly regulated or have a complex domain knowledge required, I would say that BA is a must because they ensure compliance is built into your project requirements from day one. If your project has resource constraints or tight deadlines, this means that the whole project is under pressure. It's vital to focus on the most important features first. A BA can be helpful in prioritizing these effectively, so you don't waste your time and budget on something that is not necessary. And the last point here is that BA acts as a communication hub, and when your project has multiple streams of work and there are a lot of cross-team dependencies, coordinating between different teams or vendors may be very challenging activity. And the BA can be of help here as well. In any of the situations, BA is often the key to turning potential chaos into a well-orchestrated project that meets the true business need. Mm, Moving to the common misconceptions. This is something that I found quite interesting, and um, I've heard about these things that we are going to discuss now from some of my colleagues or friends. So let's see whether they are really true. The first one, that BAs only work in IT. This is like one of the most often situation I've heard about when someone mentioned a business analyst, because of course IT is a common area. BAs are found in can be found in IT like more often than in other domains, but from my experience, I've met BAs from not just IT, but they work in finance, healthcare, retail, and manufacturing. So whenever there is a need to translate business goal into something actionable and have the actionable steps, this is where BA comes into play. And sometimes it's offensive to hear that BAs are just note takers. I completely disagree with that, because in reality, BAs can become a strategic partner for the project, because they help of uh, shape of what the end production of what the end product becomes, as you've seen from all the benefits I mentioned before. And having that said, that anyone can be a BA is also something that I think that people don't quite understand all the competencies and skills we should possess to be good BAs. Because as you've seen, good BAs require specialized skills in communication, negotiation, problem solving, and industry specific knowledge. It's not just an admin role that everyone can take. So moving to the end of my presentation, I would like to highlight key takeaways. As we've seen, the definition of the business analyst role is mostly related to the concept that the BA acts as the bridge between the business and IT worlds, between the business objectives and operational and technological solutions. Among the main responsibilities of a BA, we can find requirements elicitation and their management, teams alignment, and maintaining project scope, so that the project in general stays on track. And as you've seen, BA's presence can add a great value to the project, because they reduce waste of money and time, they increase alignment between teams and different stakeholders. They are also great at mitigating risks and boosting overall satisfaction from stakeholders. So in my view, a business analyst can turn chaos into clarity. They uncover real needs, communicate them effectively, and this helps projects run smoothly and outcomes meet real demands. As projects get more complex, this role is not just nice to have, but something that is more of a necessity nowadays. So thank you for attention. And if you have any further questions, please raise them in the chat, and reach to me out in case of any questions on LinkedIn. And I hope that being a good BA and understanding the role of a business analyst will help you to understand this role better and be a good BA in your real life. Thanks.
So, thank you, Nastassia, for your insightful presentation. So if any questions come up later, just feel free, ask them in Ask BAconn also section on BAconn Discord. See you soon.
Thanks. Bye bye.